pretty thirsty.
I don't know. Seems like a lot for you.
Probably is.
You can handle all that.
I don't know. Sparkly water. Gotta take it easy.
Yeah, sparkly water. That's what it is. What's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome to the Nut Up Show. This is a podcast where myself, Odum, and my lovely wife, Andrea, get together and talk about things that are important to us and things that we're trying to do to live the best life possible. And today, this is going to be a little bit of a different episode because we have a little bit of an announcement, I guess, to say, is that we're going to start this new thing, I think, where at the last month of the year, so December, we're going to have, I guess, a little bit of a sabbatical where we're going to kind of like introspect of everything that we've done and that we're doing to get ready kind of for the next year and where we want to go. So we have a lot of ideas and a lot of things of where we want to take this podcast to for the next year and beyond. And we're going to set aside some time to just really work on that and really bring it to the level that we want to bring it to. So
get organized and set some goals and hatch some plans.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So, but it's also, we've been so busy with so many different things and whatever. Yeah. And we're just finding that, since we started this whole Nut Up website and everything, that we just really enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
So we want to just take it maybe a little bit more seriously than I guess we have. I mean, we will take it seriously, but to really kind of.
And I think more focused.
Yeah, and definitely
a more focused direction for sure. And
more focused. So to that effect, just to say, like, we're not going anywhere or anything like that at all.
No.
So it's just kind of like our Christmas vacation, I guess, if you can say, in terms of at least producing content or what have you. But I figure so what we do today is we just kind of maybe give a little bit of thoughts and just discussions of what we want to accomplish in 2022 and. I don't know, maybe talk about 2021 and what was good or bad about that for us, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
You go first.
Yeah. So maybe we'll start with goals for 2022.
Okay.
And then maybe some of them are going to be pie in the sky and never to be achieved, but I don't mind the idea of dreaming big, I guess. I think
it's good to put it all out there and then dream big. And then even if you
fail,
it's fine.
I've never failed on camera before, ever. It's never happened.
Never happened.
But yeah, at first you don't try. At first you don't try. At first you don't succeed.
Try.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think I would say that our biggest goal for 2022 is to get our own property and our own land and to start building a house or fixing a house that's already on there. I don't even know what the mechanism is going to be in terms of, is it raw land? Is it something that's on there? Is it just ready to go? I have no idea, but the goal is to get a piece of land so that we can start to learn how to be self-sufficient, self-reliant, have a garden, have animals, grow our own food.
So your goal is self-sufficiency. My goal is all the dogs.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
That's fine. I have no problems with that. If we have a big property, they can go run around, not get their dirty paws all inside my house.
No, they'll come inside.
Not the dirty ones.
Even the dirty ones.
No, especially the dirty ones. Oh, I don't know where this is going. We might have to have separate houses. I'll stay in the shed.
We'll have like a little dog wash station. Some people have it in their house. It's like the coolest thing.
Have it outside the house. You mean a bathtub?
It's like a
dog wash station.
Yeah, it's the coolest thing.
But do dogs need to get washed?
Well, they need to get rinsed off if they're dirty. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
Well, yeah. You're asking me as if I've owned dogs before. I have no idea.
You rinse them off. If they're outside dogs, you rinse them off.
Okay,
so come in.
So you mean by station? You mean a hose?
Well, no, it's like a cool little shower area type thing, but it's like specifically to wash off your dogs.
Yeah. All right. I think we might have jumped a little bit too far as to what your expectations are of next year. I don't know, where we have all of a sudden we just have all this infinite money to just build these lavish dog wash stations within this nice house.
You said let's dream big.
I say dream big, yes, but also within the confines of reality. I don't know. I'm going to be master of the universe. No, no, for sure.
Anyways,
that would be pretty cool. I mean, I think I would use it probably more than the dogs because I come home from I'm all muddy. It's like, holds myself down, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, I think of that. And when you hear that, or when you tell me that, I think of those little feet washing stations that I've seen at certain rock climbing gyms actually in Toronto. Have you seen any of those?
No.
Yeah. I think I was in
That's
Toronto. I
cool.
went to, did I go to one or do I a couple? I think I've been to
a couple there,
different ones.
yeah.
And yeah, they have these like little feet washing stations because your feet are always kind of dirty or what have you.
Nasty and sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I wonder. I started to think of that. This is a
Yeah.
little thing.
Yeah.
And then it's a little thing for dogs, whatever.
Well,
Just
no,
wash
it's
them up,
it's even if you don't have dogs, even if you just have kids, or even if you just see yourself, right?
sews them down.
Like to have like an actual mud room where you clean off the mud and you can spray shit around and it's just there. Like
Sounds to me like we just have a hose in the house is what you're saying. This is kind of what I'm
it's
hearing.
a little bit nicer
with
than
a
that.
drain.
It's a little bit nicer than that.
Well, maybe you can show me what that looks like.
Yeah, well, anyways, but yeah, no, that's that's the goal, is to get some property and
Yeah, it's it's really important thing to me. Ever since I was little, I've always just wanted to have some land and be on a lake and just be outside all the time.
yeah,
And obviously I've gotten as far away from that as possible in my career and whatever.
yeah,
And that's I think that's part of the whole thing that we're trying to fight against, is that we're so conditioned to just being reactive to our environment and our situations. It's like, oh, what do I do now? Go to school. What do I do now? Get a job. Well, what do I do now? Get married. What do I do now? Have kids, and it's just,
yeah,
you're just reacting and you're not thinking like, what actually do I want out of my life? Right. And what choices should I make to help me get there, as opposed to just reacting to situations. So we've talked about that before, but anyways, but that's kind of the idea in my head, is just take a step back. What do I want out of life? I really want a simple life. I don't want anything fancy or what have you. So, and to be able to do something like this, like a podcast, and be able to reach people and to just have these types of conversations that I think are inspiring and
meaningful
to people. I don't want to use the word motivation so much, because it's kind of, I think that kind of comes from within. Because you can always listen to like a motivational clip, but that stuff wanes so fast. I mean, you always have to get that next shot.
Yeah.
Sure. But yeah, having those meaningful conversations, I think, is really important. And just to get people thinking about what it is that they want in their life and what brings them happiness. Because I think a lot of people they get so caught up into the rat race, they just don't actually sit down and think about it. And I don't want to wake up and be 80 years old and be like, I didn't actually have the time to do what I wanted to do. And my thoughts on life is to go throughout life and work till you're 65, 70, and then retire, and then is when I can enjoy life. It's like, what? Really? When you're 70 and one fall could be, the end, or some mysterious virus gets you, or whatever, right? Like, that's the end is not the time to have fun. It should be throughout the whole experience, right?
No,
so
absolutely.
It's not always sunshine and rainbows every single day, but as long as you're being true to yourself, no matter what life throws at you, you're always, I think, going to be able to at least be positive and take everything with a smile, because like we've said on our trips, on the trip that we took, all the bad stuff that happened, it was fine. I mean, it was bad stuff, but at least the spirits, it never broke our spirits, I guess you can say, right? So
came close.
But it's like if you're in a position that like you hate your job and you hate whatever, and then something bad happens, you snap, right? Because you're like, that's it.
It's
So so land is kind of at the number one forefront of where we want to get to. How are we going to get? I mean, we could right now go buy some. There's pieces of land for like $5,000 or whatever.
I was going to tell you, I saw one today actually, down the southern shore here. It was only $10,000.
Yeah,
it was like, I think it was like 34 acres.
Really?
Yeah, it was a lot of land.
Was there any road access?
No.
Yeah. So how do you get there?
You hiking.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the only thing, but it was a lot, and it looked actually really, really nice.
Yeah.
Like it was all.
So one of the
really
nice. Something like that, you have to look at the zones or whatever and see if there's any way that you can build some type of road access or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like we could theoretically do that, and obviously if I didn't have a family, I'd be like, all right, see you guys. I'm just gonna go live in the bush now. It's like, why not, right?
Yeah.
Like, I just like, could you imagine if I was just, I work remotely or whatever. All I need is an internet connection and just do my work. And I'm
if
just
you can get internet out there, like it's pretty remote.
just get satellite internet, right? And it'd be expensive, but I mean,
Yeah.
a lot cheaper than living in the city or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw this other really cool YouTube video where there was this guy. He had basically like how a U-Haul truck has the big pull up or whatever, but there's no actual cab to get to the front like a RV would have.
Yeah.
But what he did is he bought one, so it looks like a truck. So he's like, he calls it his city like stealth camper or whatever, because he's like, I still want to live in the city.
Yeah.
I don't want to just have a van and just be out. I want to be in the city, but I want it to be stealth and not look like I'm just a camper or whatever. So it's like an actual truck, and he painted it to look like a industrial kind of delivery kind of whatever truck.
Okay.
So he cut a hole through the back cab so you can actually go through the front, like if you're driving, and you can just go to the back to the office. So it's like a moving he's got his computer, like where does his work and whatever. And he goes to the back, he uploads the back, and then it folds out to like this patio area or whatever.
That's cool.
So, but it was really cool because he's like, it's like, I want to be in the city.
But like, is that like a bed and a shower in there?
I don't know if he has.
Does he live there?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just like a
he
mobile
lives
office.
there.
Oh, okay,
it's like a tiny house, but in like a
thing.
moving truck.
Okay, because you just said office. You didn't say.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no. He lives there,
Okay.
and he started it like during the pandemic, right? So it's a recent thing, and he's like, I just love it because
that's kind of.
I could just go anywhere, and it's the way it's because he has like windows, but it's like it's grilled, so like you can't even really like see through it or whatever, so you can't see inside, so it doesn't look like a tiny house, right? It's
it's kind of cool.
It was pretty neat, and like for me, again, I see that I'm like, I do that in a split second. So
yeah.
See you guys. I don't even know.
Just send us the checks.
I just find that kind of stuff so fascinating and so
It's really cool.
so liberating. I was like, I'd love to just do something so different, just because it's fun. But it's a little bit hard to do when you have a family and teenagers and whatever. Hey guys, want to go live in a 200 square foot moving truck? I was like, no.
Actually, they probably would.
Yeah, they probably would actually, because it would be so much fun. We'd have such good adventures. Nothing is off the table, so you never know what's going to happen. I don't think that specifically is going to happen, but there's all kinds of things that we can do to bring a little bit more adventure into our lives.
Absolutely.
But that maybe brings into point number 2, for me anyways, is to create something that is self-sustaining business-wise in terms of being able to at least just pay the bills, right?
Yes.
We have this thing where obviously just kind of working for fun, like, hey, can I make $4 million or whatever, 3.5 within the 4 years so that by the time I'm 45, I can retire? I mean, that's the ultimate goal, and that's just a way to put numbers on it. But for 2021, just to be able to have something that could just replace my income of 9 to 5 with, again, it's not going to be, it's actually going to be like 9 to 9. It's going to be like nonstop. It's going to be way more work.
It's way more work, but
I love it. And it's my own thing. Right. So that is the big goal, is to replace my 9 to 5 with whatever it happens to be. And because with that is freedom. And for me, that's what money is. It's just freedom. It allows you to do things. I don't want Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos type money. I want freedom, and just money just happens to be the way that you can get it.
There,
It's unfortunate, but that's what it is. And it's just something that I think is going to really help us be able to do what we want, right? Because if we do have that freedom, then we're not restricted geographically with where we can work, not restricted by people saying that, you can't live here, or you can't work in this environment, or whatever, or I need you to have to be here at this time, and all that kind of stuff, right? You know what it's like if you're working a job, you know what I'm saying. So that's number 2. I don't know what else is there. Do you have anything that you want to say for those? Are like my 2 biggest overall goals of, well, I could say a third one.
Sure.
And this one is just been really hard for me because it's always a roller coaster, but it's with my health and fitness. To be a little bit vain or whatever, like I want to be ripped up. I want to have the 6-pack abs, or I want to be the, have the Avengers type body, superhero body, whatever. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. But this is what what I like and what I want. And I also happen to think that that's healthy and to be muscular and whatever. And that's what I want to be like. I don't want to do it just to look that way, but I want to be healthy. I want to be strong. I want to have a really good functional fitness, and I want to be able to live as long as I possibly can in a healthy body. And that just happens to be what a healthy body really looks like, right? Muscular, thin, lean, all that stuff, right? So
it's really interesting. I was actually just reading before we started our podcast, one of my favorite physicians, Dr. Atia,
right,
on his
the longevity doctor.
Yeah, on his Instagram, he was just posting, and his weekly newsletter that came out today was about exercise and longevity, and he was citing a couple studies but he said this before, like exercise is like, if you could put it in a pill, it'd be like the best selling longevity drug, because basically exercise decreases mortality by like 50% of all cause mortality. So exercise is like the number one thing you can do
to extend your life,
lifespan. Yeah.
And
that and fasting.
Yeah.
Like those are the two things.
It's not only just extending your lifespan, it's also the quality of life you have within that.
100%.
So there's so much focus, especially nowadays, with like, oh, just be alive. Just being alive is the goal. It's like, no, it's not just being alive. It's how do you want to live, right? Like,
and then, so here's the other example for this. My uncle, Rotten Ronnie, in British Columbia, this man is in his 70s, and he had a knee surgery 6 months ago. And it was the first day of skiing at Whistler in BC, and he was there doing skiing in his 70s, 6 months after knee surgery. Like that's freaking incredible.
Yep.
And so like that's how I want to be when I'm that age, just to be that high quality of life to be doing. And like that's the reason why he was able to recover so well.
Because he's always active.
Yep. Yeah. And that's how you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what I strive.
Yeah, I mean, I love activity. Like I miss sports so bad.
Yeah.
I find a way to bring that back in. But yeah, just being active and moving around.
Is
the way to go. So fitness is definitely my goal. I mean, it's not a 2022 goal. It's just my life. Like it's. I really have to put forth the effort to make it a habit, make it consistent, and just really incorporate it into my DNA as to my being. It always has been.
Yeah.
When I was younger, and then school and work kind of got in the way, and then so it comes, and now it's just been this coming and going thing.
Yeah.
But I need to make it to just stay, and it's
like top priority.
And it's kind of everything we're talking about is just having the freedom to be able to do what you want when you want, and. I've always, I've always struggled with having the freedom to be able to like go play hockey, when we're Sudbury, it's like, oh, I'm going to play hockey. Oh, it's 12 o'clock. It's like middle of the day. It's like, well, I'm going to go anyways, because it's just what's really important with me. And but other times you couldn't go because there's meetings or whatever. Right. And it's like, anyways. So I think those three things are probably my top overarching priorities for 2022. I don't need to get into specifics or whatever, how that's going to go. We're obviously going to be talking about that quite in depth on our podcast, on our website and all that kind of stuff. So we got lots of cool things that's in store, because during our sabbatical, like you were saying, we're going to be putting a lot of time into planning everything that we're going to be doing for the Nut Up Life over the next year. So it's really exciting, because it's working towards our goals, right? It's all kind of stems from that. So
exactly.
So that's really cool. So that's for me for 2022. What about for you for 2020? It sounds weird, eh? I've never even said it. 2022. I don't even know what year it is. It's insane.
So weird. Yeah, it's weird.
2022. What about the year 22? That's gonna be cool.
We're not gonna be alive for that. I don't.
Probably not. Because then we'll be 242 years old.
Yeah, we're not going to be around.
I don't think so. It's not looking
unlikely.
good. Or let's shake my little 8-ball. Outcome is not
not good.
Not good.
Yeah.
Unless we get the singularity by then.
Who knows?
Who knows
what's going to happen? So for me, I would really like to push my coaching business, because that's something that is really important to me. That's what I really want to do. Yep. So really pushing towards that so then I can contribute, in some way as well. Like obviously the kids and their education is like my number one priority, but to also be moving towards having something else, because very quickly they're going to not need me anymore.
Yeah.
So I need to have something to transition to
For sure.
so that I don't
Yeah.
have an identity crisis.
Yeah.
So moving towards that is really important. And yeah, I'm really excited about where our podcast is going to go. I'm like really excited about that. And hopefully that can work towards sustaining us as well. And, I think in terms of like health and fitness stuff, like definitely one of my biggest things is mobility is becoming a problem for me. So I really have to figure that shit out, because if I don't, I'm not gonna be able to do what I want to do anymore. Right. So I need to really, really focus up. And
I think one of your biggest issue is your hip mobility and opening up your hips.
It's so bad. Yeah, it's really bad. So I need to really focus on like prioritizing the time, because I would rather do anything else. Well, mobility work.
I mean, this is this is a suggestion here, but I do believe the Kama Sutra has quite a few different mobility exercises and routines that I would be happy to spend weeks and weeks studying. Practice does make perfect, as they say.
Indeed. I'm sure I'll take you up on that later.
Yeah, it just helps opening up the hips is all I'm saying.
Indeed. So don't look at me.
I'm not looking at you like anything.
Maybe you blush in a minute. Ooh. Is it hot in here?
It is. It's getting a little spicy.
So I have to work on that. I have to prioritize that. So that, and I eat way too much sugar, and the kids do too. So I really need to focus on figuring out a way.
You do. So let's tell you a little story about Andrea. I'm just like, all right, no more. Like it's funny because I don't have as much of a sugar problem. I have a pizza problem. That's what sugar. I don't eat sugar. I'm not that unsophisticated. Meanwhile, extra large pizza all by myself. So I'm like, all right, no more buying sugar. And she's like, oh, that's fine. And then she comes back from the bulk barn with like all kinds of sugar. Oh, what? It's just like little snacks for everyone. Once in a while, it's like, we got gummy bears, and maybe not gummy bears, Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay. And then you're like, well, do you want anything? Okay, maybe just get me a little bit of whatever. And you come with like $10 worth of like Reese's Pieces. Why are you getting so much candy?
I don't know.
Just get like.
I'm just like, I don't know, because you always get mad.
Yeah, but I always get jokingly mad. It's not for real mad.
Yeah, your little bit and my little bit is not the same.
No, it's not. Your little bit is like there's literally the bulk barn is out of business because you bought it all.
This is true.
We're closing down shop.
I will not argue with you.
Scrape the bottom of the barrel for all this candy.
Yeah, no, it's a problem.
It's like, why is our bulk barn bill $200? This is insane. It's a lot of candy.
Yeah, so I need to figure out some better ways. I was really good, and then you just get lazy.
Yep.
So it's like I have to get back into it because it's so freaking unhealthy. Sugar is literally the worst thing ever.
Sugar and what is it? Processed vegetable oil.
Processed vegetable oil.
High fructose corn syrup, but that would be what you're calling sugar as well.
Well, yeah, imagine. But just anything refined, anything processed.
What about cane sugar? Is that bad? Or is it a little bit better? Or is it still just really bad?
Still bad.
But is it not as bad? Just honest. Like white sugar versus cane sugar.
I'm sure it's probably just about the same.
Just about the same? Because it just comes from a plant.
Well, so does sugar come from a plant. It comes from like sugar cane.
Does it? Sugar cane?
I think maybe like the cane sugars, I would have to look it up. I don't really know. It's
just the way it's refined,
but I think it's processed maybe a little bit less processed.
Yeah, it's still not.
But it's still not good.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, what the issue is your insulin spike.
Yeah.
Right? And so both of them are going to give you probably a similar insulin spike. And the insulin is what the problem is.
Yeah.
So
we've talked about that quite a few times about the dangers of insulin. I mean, it's a really important. It's a hormone, right? Yeah.
But it's you want to not have like lots of it.
Yeah.
So
Floating around there. Yeah.
yeah, it creates all the problems.
Yeah. And it basically what it does is isn't it the gatekeeper that tells your body to take, what does it do again? It tells your body to take the sugar out of your blood and stuff it into the cells, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
which could be just makes your cells fatter in a way, or because it stores fat. How does it work? Do we want to get into this? Probably not. I don't even remember.
We talked so
I
much
totally can't.
about
I totally
it.
can't even remember.
No, it's
except you don't
like
want to spike it, but yeah,
it tells your cells to take in the sugar when there's too much sugar in your blood, because high blood sugar is
it's not good.
It's not good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then that sugar just eventually gets turned into
fat
because it's just for short-term energy into long-term energy. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah. So you want to keep that at a minimum.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's you're eating, get rid of your sugar, which shouldn't be too difficult. We just got to stop buying it. So maybe
yeah, because I have
I
lots
will
of
remove you from the grocery getting duties.
yeah, because like I have like lots of alternative things that I make
And they're super
that I
good.
like, but it's just but then you're just like, oh
Yeah. I think like we've always talked about, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in our lives that helps or hurts us to draw, it just draws our focus. And then and then if you're not sharp and on the ball, you can let bad habits kind of slip back in.
so easily.
So, and I think that's kind of one of the things that we've had some difficulty with this year, just because of everything that everyone is going through this year. There's lots of hard times. So, but I think like what we said, we're going to take a step back this month and really focus on everything that is that we want to do and accomplish, and put processes in place that are going to help us stay on the ball and not do things like
be successful and maintain the good habits and get rid of the bad ones.
Yeah, exactly. It's always good to do an honest audit of what you've accomplished and where your difficulties are, because we all have them, and to pretend as if that we're perfect and that, I mean, I'm as close as you can get, but yeah, it's always to know your weaknesses and your flaws and try to patch them up. What is it that Goggins says? He's like, people are like, oh, double down on your strengths or triple down on your strengths. And he's like, no, you got to like double down on your weaknesses and like make them into strengths or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's like, find your weakest thing and just like bat it into submission in a sense.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I can't swim or whatever. He's like, okay, well then focus on getting better at swimming.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I like that mentality. What are you really bad at? And just like, don't ignore it and just get better at it. So
absolutely.
Yeah, tighten up all your weak points, and that's kind of one of the things that we want to do is tighten up all those leaks in the ship. And that's why we've done this thing with our finances, of tracking all of our finances, which is going to be very interesting when I'm going to make our kind of final videos on tracking everything. I
don't want to see it
because
I don't want to see it. Reference the bulk of iron content.
Yeah, reference that. The biggest thing I'll say now is our food expenditures are like insanely over budget from what we planned.
It's not like it's food, and it's not like something like ridiculous. Like,
well, it's ridiculous that our food budget is so high.
I know, but at least it's not like, buying clothes or toys or shit like that. Like, it's actual stuff that we actually eat. Because if you,
I get that.
No, because like, but the thing is too, is like our food waste is like,
it seems, it's
minimal. It's so
tough to
minimal.
say. I mean, we do have a lot of food that's just stored away in the cupboards too. Like if we took all the food that we have in the cupboards, it's quite a few hundred $100 or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It could also be a combination of food just getting really expensive these days. I don't know.
That too.
Anyways, this is out of context because people haven't seen those videos, so that's one of the things that we're working on to keep you guys up to date on the on the budgeting, because it is fascinating and it is really important to be aware of. Mm-hmm. All right. So anything else for you? So we're talking about,
I think so.
Yeah, your coaching and how that's kind of your call and something that that you want to do with your life and to coach and to help people with their. Is it more like a nutrition-based, fitness-based coaching? What would you say the primary goal?
It would be more nutrition,
nutrition.
Yep.
Would it like wellness?
Wellness, would probably be like a better all-encompassing, just like however you can fit it within your whole life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just wellness and just
Yeah.
because it's not just like one thing. It's
everything's connected.
everything's connected. You can't
Connected.
It's all connected. You can't just leave one thing out, right?
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Is there anything else? So yeah, the wellness and then coaching and then like internal retrospect of sugar and better eating habits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. Anything you want to talk about over the past year? One thing that I'll say is I really loved what we started here with the Nut Up Life. I'm just having so much fun with it.
Me too.
And it's kind of, there's this idea that we want to make money from it or whatever, because I mean, obviously it would be nice, right? You're thinking about it, but that's not the main driver. And it's just, I've been having a lot of fun, and I think it's really helping me get focus and to think about focus of the things that I actually want in my life, right? And I think all those goals or whatever that I have will just kind of fall into place. Like the money kind of will end up taking care of itself if it ends up being something that, number one, I enjoy doing and we enjoy doing, and that'll come out in the work that we produce, and then the audience will grow from that, and things will just kind of fall into place.
Yeah.
So I think that'll happen, and I'm just really glad that we did it and that we kind of just put ourselves out there, and I'm just excited to see where it can go, I guess, and just to keep doing it, and it's really cool. And again, if it's like, I remember even when we did our summer of fitness or whatever it was, 128 days or whatever. Yeah. And we had a few people, but even, one person in particular, it's like, you really helped me, lose weight or get healthier or whatever it is. And it's like, if you can accomplish it, if you just help that one person, it's just so great. I mean, that's the kind of the whole thing, right? And just helping people. And that's just what gives meaning to the things that you do.
Well, and I think I think for both of us, it's about both of us really have that feeling of wanting to be of service and of help to other people. And if our experiences and if the shit that we've gone through can help other people, I think for both of us, that's really important.
Yeah.
And I think it's also, there's so much negativity and there's so much polarizing information out there. And I think we don't want any part of that. And we want to be a place where we can put positivity out into the world and bring people to a common ground rather than opposite sides where what do we have in common, and then how can we move forward together to make things better. And I think that's what we try to put out.
100%. 100%. Not going to disagree with that at all.
So but the last year, I think the one thing that's been hard is everything feels like very uncertain, and I feel like it was hard to kind of even like make plans. But I think it's going back to, in August, it was just like, well, what can we control? What can we do? What do we enjoy? And then like grasping that and then moving forward with that. Yep. So I think that's really important. And we talked about, the circle of influence and circle of uninfluence. I don't remember what it was called.
What is this? What
the circles. The circles of, when we were talking about vitamin D, we were talking about you have your circle of concern and then your circle.
Oh,
of
right.
influence.
Yeah,
that was the circle of concern.
The circle stuff.
Circles.
The circle stuff.
The circle stuff.
Right. And the IOUs. Got it. I remember.
So.
Yeah, for sure. So. And I think that's what 2022 is going to bring for us, is just to really go into that circle of control or whatever, and just try to really make that our focus. Our focus, exactly, because that's what we can control.
Yep.
And then hopefully that'll help grow into more different avenues and things that we can explore within our lives.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
Yep.
But overall, I mean, there's so many things that are outside of our control that happen in 2021. But at the end of the day, I think, like, I'm pretty happy where we are. I mean, we moved to this new place, which is really nice. Amazing. It really works well for us. I mean, it's not a 200 square foot RV or anything like that, which may be my ideal goal. But it's actually too big. This place is too big. in terms of square footage.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, we're at just under 2,000 square feet. This is insane.
Amazing.
3 bedrooms plus den, and
No, it's amazing.
yeah, so it's a really nice place. We got super lucky with getting it. So really, really happy with that. The area is great. It's great for the kids. It's great for going out for walks and whatever.
We live on a lake, and we can see a waterfall from
sort of.
our
And the
kitchen.
lake is highly debatable, as we call it. Lake. It's the extension off of a lake, off the road, which the gutter drains into right over top of this waterfall, which is not a waterfall, but a dam, in which all the high schoolers get drunk and party over at night.
See how, if you could just look at it optimistically instead
No,
of
I'm not saying I don't love it, but I think you're painting this picture in people's minds that we're living off of this great lake that you look out.
It's awesome.
It's this vastness lake. It's like you can kind of see a little sliver of water in between the trees.
It's awesome.
No, it's really,
It's awesome.
It's really nice. But a lake, it's 40 meters across by 50,
Our piece of it is, but
Yeah,
then
the
the
little
other
pond.
half of it is huge.
which, yeah.
It's huge.
Well,
It's big. It's long. That's what she said.
Oh, God. Yeah, I was waiting for that. I'm like, you're just throwing out the, it's big, it's huge, it's long. It's like, wow, okay. Where's this going? Still thinking about the Kama Sutra
I
books,
was
aren't
gonna
you?
say,
What's going on?
back to the Kama Sutra.
Yeah. No, it's a great place. So I mean, it's so thankful to be where we're at, and all the hard work that we've done in our lives to get us to where we are. So it's good to reflect on that, and like I said, yeah, just to be thankful. So overall, I mean, still have employment, a lot of people lost their jobs, so there's still, I don't think there's really much to complain about for 2021.
No.
I mean, we can complain about the broader issues of the world or whatever that we don't like or what have you, but I mean, how's that any different from any other year? Again, circle of influence, what you can control, right? You just can control how you feel and who you let in and out of your life.
Yeah.
And that's just what we do, and and try to bring as much positivity and sunshine as we can to our day. So
yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So I don't know. That's I don't know. That's 2021 and 2022, and I think what I'll say is that if you're listening to this, wish you nothing but the best for 2022.
Absolutely.
I hope that everything that you plan and that you want to work towards, that you put forth the work to make sure that'll come true. Because
and dream big, because even if you miss the mark, at least you still tried. So many people don't even try.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
I mean, that's just, you gotta try. And I will say too that, if you do want something, you're gonna have to put forth the work for it. I'm not saying, I disagree with a lot of these people that are crazy hustle cultures. Oh, you have to work 18, 20 hours a day for the next 5 years. It's like, no, you don't have to be crazy like that. But you do have to put over some work, if you want to learn how to play piano, spend 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes a day added up for 365 days. That's like 91 hours in the year, or say the round up to like 100 hours. 100 hours of experience in something, that's a lot of hours. You can accomplish a lot, right? So if there's something that you want to do, just put forth the time and do it, and you can do it. And I wish you all the best to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just know that we're cheering for you. We're rooting for you.
Absolutely.
And if you ever want to reach out and let us know what you're doing, and want someone to cheer for you,
let us know.
Let us know.
The kids will tell you I'm the most irritating cheerleader ever.
Yeah. Go team, go. Hey.
Mom.
Pom-poms.
Embarrassing me.
They're embarrassing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wishing everyone the best in 2022. Thank you so much for being with us in this crazy year.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to continuing in 2022 and really producing some awesome content for you guys in the new year.
Absolutely.
Really looking forward to it. And if you are going to be missing us over the month of December while we have our little sabbatical, check out our website, the Nut Up Life. And we do have a membership portal where we do have, I think it's 13 behind the scene episodes where every week Andrew and I sit down and just kind of talk about what we've been working on for the past week. So those are available for you guys to watch. I think it's like, I don't know how many hours of extra content. So if you do want to check it out, it helps support us as well, which is awesome. And we appreciate that. And we think you guys will really dig it. So with that being said,
yeah, I think we're done.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for listening. And I think we're going to go practice a Kama Sutra now. What's going on? Andrew needs to work on her flexibility. So it's top priority of the year. So let's get to work on that right now. Thanks for listening. Have a great year.
Have a great year.
See you next time.
With you, the sun is shining 24/7. 'Cause when we're together, it feels like we're in heaven. If it will get dark, you'll be my million stars. I know I can lean on you. Ooh, you catch me like a leaf falling from a tree. If I'll be a shooting star, you make a wish. No, I don't fake this kind of feeling. Never felt so real. My heart